and welcome back to the Vibe. Now, it's time to do a few more things. I got some basic maintenance parts to change on it because it needs it. It's not running absolutely the best. And with as many miles as gone on, everything is factory original that I haven't changed yet. And a lot of you know that after 100,000 miles, you know, sensors will start getting weak, and it may not throw an engine code, but you'll start noticing the drop in fuel economy or power, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and change it before they go bad, because that's the way I like to do it. And I got the stereo out of the 78 3/4 ton to put in here, because I'd actually bought the double-din dash kit and everything and new speakers for this, but it was around December when I bought that kit and decided to go ahead and replace the stereo. If you remember on episode 1 of this, where the stereo is just not very good, and I'll show you right here what I'm working with on the inside. Alright, here's what we're working with right now. Now, obviously you can't see anything, don't know what station it's on. You just kind of got to get lucky, find it, program it, remember which one you programmed it to. Buttons are worn off. Honestly, the radio sounds like the speakers are in a tin can. It's awful. The volume on this doesn't work very well. Sometimes you'll turn it up and down, it'll move a little bit, and other times it freaks out and goes crazy and goes really high or really low real quick. So everywhere was sold out of the stereos that I wanted. In most places completely sold out of stereos. So when I bought the 3/4 ton, I just so happened to luck into it having one that I could use and save me some money right there. Now, the battery is also shot in this. It's actually going out. It's barely starting now, and I think that may be because of some of the issues of how it runs, because, well, a lot of fuel injected vehicles I had, once a battery actually almost completely dies, it does start messing up a bit. So we'll change that later, but that's not important. Right now I'm going to do stereo, then I'm going to do under the hood and all that good stuff. So let's get inside this car. So I guess let's just have a little fun here and go with my mortal enemy, plastic. I mean, it does pop out pretty easy, actually. Needless to say, I was not expecting that to be so easy. So I've run into some issues here, because when I looked this aftermarket one up, it is a cheap Amazon China-made one. So this little ring with the kit does actually not fit around it. Luckily the wife okayed the decision on this, but we're just going to go ahead and run it like this after I get the antenna adapter. For now, it's going to have a little gap around each side, but that's fine until we get a better radio later in the future. So I just got to make sure that when I put this in with these brackets, of course once I get the adapter, that it fits right, because there's only one screw on each side holding it in. So, and as you can see, it's a little bit of an issue already. Yeah, so I think that'll work. We'll find out, because I got some lights to change still. So I did get it working. It sounds a little bit better. I still need to replace the speakers. So next I want to try to get this out. Oh, look at that. I need to figure this out because I'd like to change the lights. Now that was a bigger pain than I wanted it to be, but they work and they appear to be a whole lot brighter. Now, just gotta put this back together. At least this part wasn't too bad. Now I gotta remember where that screw went. Ah, there it is. It got moved. Okay. Knob back on. Now, I don't think it's dark enough to see. I can actually see the light right there, so hopefully later at night this will look better. All the white will be blue. And where was it at? There was one of these that had a red tint behind it, so maybe that'd turn purple, because I know my wife wants me to make sure that this background light is purple, because you can do that. So yeah, now I'm going to try to do the dash lights. Well, that was a no-go. The lights on this one are soldered in. So, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. But I got the clear lens cover all cleaned up. Kind of buffed it with like a headlight restorer and made it look a little better. So there's that at least. So it wasn't, you know, in vain. It's a stupid thing to plug in. There we go. Okay. And the tabs. Okay. I guess I'll put this back together. Then change the speakers in the door. Oops. Put speakers in the doors. And get the antenna adapter. And once I get the antenna adapter, put the stereo back together. And that should be it. And then I can see what it looks like. We can look at it in the dock and see how it looks. Well, here it is. You can see radio's a fancy touch screen, which I'm not that big of a fan of, but it works. New speakers sound great. You can see the light down here. See if I can, and then now this right here, this side ain't showing up very well, but my wife likes it because sometimes she felt that was too bright, and she loves the purple. And you can see that blue shows up really well, and there's blue around the knobs, but yeah, there we go. Well, it's the next day. Drove it around last night because we had to anyway. Wife liked the light. She'll love the lights actually, and love the stereo. Simple fact that you could see the time, you could actually hear it, and you can actually know what station you're on. Well, you know, that's kind of a big deal. So, but yes, that's pretty much it for the Vibe. Got some basic maintenance to do, obviously, eventually. Parts will fail, have to change them, all that good stuff. Still got some parts on back order to change that still hadn't showed up to try and improve the fuel economy, because gas has gotten outrageous. And honestly, it's really good on the highway now, but in town it's still not that great. I know I need to go down a little bit on the tire size because it's throwing the speedometer off. It may affect it a little bit, I'm not sure. But the in-town gas mileage is not that great. It's getting better. Still needs a little work. But that's pretty much it for the episodes on the Vibe, except for the basic maintenance, videos. And unless I can somehow find some stuff to do to this car that can greatly improve the fuel economy without looking silly on the car, I'll do it. But that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, thanks for watching.